Hey everyone, my name is Morgan. I am the Community Engagement Liaison for Cervivor, and I am here to help introduce our amazing participants for tonight's Below the Belt conversations. And I am going to bring them up, so bear with me. And I'm just waiting on Athena.
Hi,
Hello, Christy. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you. So the week is almost over, so I'm thrilled.
All right. Hi, Athena.
Hi.
How's everyone doing today?
Good.
Good, good. So
Yeah.
I wanted to thank you for coming on and being a part of our Below the Belt Conversations series, as it's something a little bit different than what we have been doing in the past couple of years. We just really wanted to thank you for taking time to have a conversation about things that are important to you and what you've been through and how you might be able to help others. So I'm gonna hand it over to you to, I'm going to turn my camera and microphone off, and I'm really looking forward to this conversation. So thank you.
Thank you, Morgan.
Thank you.
I guess I would just say real quick, because I'm sure there are people on here who don't know me. So I'm going to just give you like the quickie version of my story. The Reader's Digest version is that I was stage 4B squamous cell carcinoma. I am currently NED. The full unabridged version, which you can find on my page, or I can tell you later another time, is that although I am NED, I do still suffer from some side effects from the immunotherapy that I chose to do. And one of those things is it's affected my eyesight. But as I've often said to people, if the choice is bad eyesight, no cancer, I'm going to choose it every time. So
Easy choice. Easy choice.
exactly. How about you, Athena? What's your story?
Ooh, my Reader's Digest story. So I was diagnosed with cervical cancer just this year, so I'm a pretty recent survivor. So in January, I was diagnosed. In February, so pretty quickly, I had a radical hysterectomy. Luckily for me, I was diagnosed at stage 1A2. And so I had the radical hysterectomy, had those right things removed and the surrounding tissue. And also, luckily for me, none of that surrounding tissue showed any signs that the cancer had spread. So very quickly, I was able to say, yes, NED or no evidence of disease. And so I was really excited. And I had the best situation in a bad scenario, basically. And so now I want to advocate and educate. So if you get to the point where you're diagnosed, hopefully if you take the right steps, it can be the best case scenario where you can just have the surgery and not have to have the chemo and radiation, which can
Mhm.
be what I'm told, it can be a lot, and a lot of people have to suffer through that. And so if we can be the educators and advocates for all of them, that's my goal. That's what I want to do.
Perfect.
So.
And that's this is like the best time ever for those of you that may be new to gynecological cancer or conversations below the belt. This month, the month of September, is Gynecologic Cancer Awareness Month. There we go. Whew. It is also, just I want to give a quick shout out to my Teal Diva sisters. It's also Ovarian Cancer Awareness Month. So this is their month too. So, hey, Teal Divas, if you're out there, thinking about you, and I've been posting every day. Um, so it's interesting. I did not have a hysterectomy. I did chemo and radiation and then immunotherapy to follow up. But I know, I think one of the things that we had talked about a little bit is like when you're going through these different things, like where did you find encouragement to just sort of, do treatment or keep going or not, lose hope and just sort of stay strong? What worked for you, or who was important to you? What worked?
So going through the diagnosis and the treatment, there were a few different things that were helpful for me. And I know the number one, and it sounds cliche, is my family and my friends, but if you have that good support system, you're able to handle anything. My family was amazing. My mom came and stayed with me for 2 weeks afterwards, so she handled all the cooking and the cleaning, and I didn't have to worry about it. And then my husband didn't have to worry about it. My husband was wonderful. Even in the hospital, he couldn't stand seeing me with like a catheter that had like any pee in it. So he was like emptying it before the nurses could even get to it. Like it was the smallest amount. And so it was just really endearing to see like, okay, it may not be his favorite thing to do, but he's gonna he's there for me, no
That's
matter what.
awesome.
And my friends and my family, I had two friends from college that came and visited me.
Oh,
Just they're like, well, we're
wow.
coming across the state from like 5+ hours away or 2 hours away. They're like, we're here. We love you and support you. And it was just so great because we're all have busy
That is
lives. And when
so
things pop up like
amazing.
that, it was so wonderful. It was so wonderful. And then one of the other things that really helped me was my church family as well. I have to give a shout out to them. They did a meal train for afterwards, and so we had meals brought to our house, which was wonderful. And then they made this huge goodie basket of just the sweetest things like candies, chocolates. They had books, they had all sorts of goodies, and it was just so like a whole community was like just there for me. And
That is
it's it's so important to find communities before go through those trials, because once you have a good support system, oof, you can handle it. And with church, of course, and then I had coworkers. I got to shout out to my coworkers too. My boss was amazing. All my bosses were amazing. They were right behind me, and they were like, "Whatever time you need, take it. Like
yeah,
whatever you need." And
that takes so much stress off of you, right? When you're
it
not having
does.
to worry about that
Mm.
and worry about like, gosh, when this is all over, am I still going to have a job? Like what's
Yep.
happening? And
I
yes,
had no worries at all. They were by the end of it, they were like, "Please come back, please. We need you."
yeah,
And I was like, "Okay,
that's
good."
That's awesome. So my situation was a little bit different because we are in an interesting situation where we settled here. I'm in North Carolina, but we have absolutely no family here. So it was kind of like, what do I do? So for me, my family was still very instrumental in encouraging me and keeping me going. And it was kind of funny. So we taught my dad how to text. And we
Important.
had a family text group. So that was one thing. And then anytime I had like a big, something big to discuss or like something big in progress, like, okay, this is the treatment or this is where I'm at, I would call them immediately, just my immediate family and then my closest friends. So they were always informed. But because I live in a small town, I do a lot of social media locally. And
Mm-hmm.
so I knew there would be some people that wanted to kind of know what was happening. So for me, I sort of created my own support group by starting a private Facebook page. And I didn't want to like pepper people with all of that. So I just said, if you want to join and follow, you can do that. If not, it's fine. But that also helped me because I didn't have to keep repeating like, okay, this is what's happening.
Yep.
I didn't have to keep telling them that. I could just put it out there on the page one time. And then if they wanted to ask me about it, they could, but at least everybody was informed. So I sort of started my own support group. And I'm so happy to say I'm one short. I think I'm going to have one more tonight, which is really exciting. I have 399 members.
Woo!
And they are from all over. That's what I think is so amazing. I have people locally here in my town. I have total strangers on there that I've never met, but they were instrumental. There were a couple of times during treatment where I was just really having a tough time. And one night, I remember in particular, I was having a reaction to some of the therapy, and my husband and my son were out of town. So it was just me and the dog, and she's great, but she's not real talkative. So I was just upset, but I also didn't necessarily want to talk to anybody. I just was, I needed cheered up. And I put it out on my Facebook page and I said, hey, having a rough moment. If anybody's out there that can like jump in and just make me laugh. And I mean, it was like 12 o'clock at night. All of these texts and messages started flying in across my Facebook page. And it was just amazing. It was so helpful to know that these people were out there. And there's, that kind of encouragement is just invaluable when you're having a dark moment. Because for the most part, I'm pretty positive. But yeah, I just was having a time and I thought, I need some help. Somebody talk to me or, cheer me up. And so that was amazing. And like you too, my coworkers, Fabulous. I also got an awesome gift basket, so that was really cool too.
Those gift bags
And meal trays.
are the
It was
best.
great. Yeah, it really was so helpful. Because it just made it just took a lot of stress off. I didn't have to worry about cooking dinner. I didn't have to worry about certain things that as the mom in the family I normally would have taken care of, but just did not have the energy to do it. Um, so that was, yeah, that was major to have, those friends, those families, those support groups around, especially when I needed them. It really is something else. I think for those people that don't have a support group, it's so major to be able to help you get through your treatment and to share that experience some way, somehow. That's what I love about Cervivor, is that because we have these monthly calls, it kind of keeps us connected and lets people who can't find that support locally um, have an outlet, which is very, very important. There is nothing like being able to have a conversation with somebody who relates to you, who knows what you're going through.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's such a blessing to have that available. Um, and that kind of ties into too. This is a busy month.
It
Who knew?
is. It is.
It's also self-care month, self-care
It
awareness month.
is.
So I think, yeah, that having that positive support group is super helpful. But I know there are other ways that we can kind of like help ourselves, if you will, to sort of get
Yeah.
through hard times of treatment. What sorts of things, like self-care things, do you enjoy or help you kind of get through things when you need to?
Yeah. So there's several things that I like to do. Some are big and some are small. Well, some of the big things that I do is I like to try to look forward to something. Like I love to travel to new places, and I have the worst travel bug. And so I have decided, since I've gone through this, and that it was and I want to do more. So I want to end my year with a bang and say my big cancer treat is going to be doing a big trip to London. And so my husband and I are going to be going to London in December. So I'm super
Oh,
excited for those Christmas markets and to see all
yes.
that cool stuff. So that's a big thing. Some of the smaller ways is just spending, intentional time with people that I love and unplugging from social media. Social media can bring us closer and be that support group that maybe you don't have. And so Survivor has been wonderful for that. But spending time without the distractions is good. And pedicures is one of my
That's
favorite
one of
little
my
self-cares.
favorites. Yes,
And
that
I
is one
know
of my
that you are the
favorites.
same. And so, yes, love my pedicures, love my pedicures. And then one of the other simple times is I try to just spend time in the word and prayer every day, and that's just a little thing to start my morning and try to start it off right, be positive, and do that.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah,
those
for
are wonderful ways that I do that. So I want to hear what you do,
well,
Christy.
I was going to say, for me, like meditation, like starting just really, I mean, getting up and just taking a breath and just kind of like, settling into my day and getting it
Yeah.
started. Um, and yes, pedicures. The pedicure thing is funny because I remember I'd been out of chemo for just a little bit, but I was so desperate for a pedicure because, to be fair, my favorite thing, although I love really, cute toenails and everything, my favorite thing is the massage. And so I was
Mm-hmm.
like double and triple masked, and I knew the woman that was doing my service, and she was all like, "I will totally wear a mask." I was like, "I love you," and then we like sat in the corner so I could get my pedicure.
Awesome.
Without, I was just desperate. I've tried to give myself one. It's not the same. It's not the same. So I do look forward to that. I love being outdoors though too, especially like by water.
Yeah.
Oh, and so that was one nice thing, is actually, I don't know why, but like parks were sort of empty. And so I would kind of drive over to the park with my mask on and look around. And now the better part is I had an opportunity recently to go on a retreat for gynecological cancer survivors. And one of the surprises, because they didn't tell us what we were doing, was we went kayaking.
Oh,
And I had never been before. And there was such a wonderful, just peaceful, calming feeling about being out there. We were on pretty still water, but I will say it was just the most amazing thing. So much so that I called my husband. I was like, "We have to buy a kayak," because yeah, it was so. So to be fair, I'm really, really pursuing that because it really just. I I just felt so good when we came back. I mean, it was just, probably not even an hour out there on the water, but just the sound and the motion was just so soothing. And it just really, it in a weird way, it was like kind of meditation too, because I was just kind of let my mind go and thought about different things. And it was just a really lovely feeling. Family time too is very important because I think our weeks get so busy with kids that it's just, it's nice to, like you said, unplug and just really concentrate and focus and spend time on them. So
Yes.
I definitely enjoyed that as well. So.
Yes. Oh, I love kayaking though.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, see, I had never done it, and I instantly fell in love. So,
I'm not surprised.
yeah, so that's on my list. So I've got to own a kayak now. Of course, we don't really live that close to a lake, but I'll figure it out.
You figure it out.
Exactly, because it just was so soothing and beneficial to me. And I think, well, I said we had to buy at least two though, because I said it wouldn't be any fun if we had to like go out one at a time. So 2 kayaks in my future, I guess. But
sell double kayaks too, in case you still want.
But you know what? I just want my own. I didn't want a tandem. So we'll see. But
double one, I'm like, I'm gonna want
it might. Well, I mean, I think you have younger kids than I do too. So I think that like a tandem, I could totally see that having a tandem.
Yeah, until they fall in the water because they're just that wild.
That is what the personal flotation device is for. So
it is.
Oh my goodness. Oh, well, this has been so fun to talk.
It has been.
I hope you all out there enjoyed this too. I think for me, part of it was just to sort of say, cervical cancer or gynecological cancer doesn't have to divide us. We're all human too. We can certainly talk, get very intimate about the discussions we have below the belt, but I think a lot of our needs are everybody's needs. We're humans. So I think, look for those areas of encouragement, places that can support you in everything that you do, not just fighting on your cancer journey, but in your life. I think that's so important to have that network and to make sure you do self-care and take care of yourself. Yes. Is there anything else you want to add, Athena?
Well, if you don't already, follow Cervivor on all the social media platforms.
Yes.
Definitely do all that. They're going to have another live like this, so another below the belt conversation next week on Facebook. So we're going to switch back over to Facebook. Same time,
7 p.m. Thursday.
So keep an eye out for that. So just regardless of where you're at, self-care is so important, and spread the word on cervical cancer awareness. So that's why we're here. So
yes,
I think that's all I got.
Oh, not a problem. But we are on Cervivor is on every platform, you all. So it's on Instagram, Facebook. It is on TikTok. It is on Threads, I think. But YouTube. Oh my gosh, they have the best YouTube channel. If you don't follow that, go over there and subscribe. There's some wonderful videos and information there. But you can always find out information, or if you have any questions you need answered, go to cervivor.org. Their website is wonderful, and you will find information there. And a lot of times they'll do like here's everything that's happening this month so that you'll know. Cervivor TV. Thank you, Carol. I know that's you. Yes, Cervivor TV is what it is on YouTube. Cervivor. So,
and they have a podcast too, and I've been big into podcasts lately. Like they're everywhere. Yeah. So like we've got it all.
Come join. Oh yes, Pinterest. I forgot. They even have a Pinterest. So
got it all.
My goodness. Well, exactly. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. I hope you had fun, and we'll see you online somewhere next week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.